Hello, everybody. It's Philly Kuts with the Hump Day Haul number 32. Mid-April, folks. We're almost out of April into May. I can't wait for the leaves to come out. I'm here in the Northeast in Albany, New York, and we don't have leaves on our trees yet. I'm just waiting. And my allergies are going to act up, and I'm going to wish it never happened. But still, so sick of just looking at branches, you know? All right, I got a stack of comics this week, finally. Jeez, I think I got like 8 or 9 of them this week, so the stack is back up, folks. So let's start with Marvel. I got Star Wars number 4. This is an interesting issue. It could be a good issue to start out on if you haven't been buying this. The first 3 issues were kind of concentrating on Darth Vader doing battle with Leia, Luke, Chewie, Han Solo. They were on this planet where there was an Empire weapons building facility. Darth Vader had to try to protect that weapons building facility for the Empire, and he failed again. Sorry, I just spoiled it for everybody, but he failed again. So he's been getting his ass kicked. You know, the Death Star got blown up. This series takes place right after New Hope, the events immediately after Star Wars. And Darth Vader just hasn't been doing good. He's been getting his ass kicked. So in this issue, he asked Jabba the Hutt again. In this issue, he needs help from Jabba. And he kind of asks him, you know, for a couple bounty hunter leads. He needs some leads, man. He needs some bounty hunters to get these rebels, to get Luke, to get Princess Leia. And it's just an endearing video. You get lots of, shots of Jabba the Hutt kind of pigging out, and Darth Vader just kind of watches him. I think he's got kind of a thing for that. And, it's kind of like a strange buddy pair-up issue, where it's kind of like Darth Vader and Jabba the Hutt kind of party together, and they're just all hanging out, you see? He's up there just kind of chilling with them. I think they eat a bunch of pizza and stuff together. They do a little drinking. Jabba starts slamming racks of baby back ribs, or maybe some tauntaun ribs there. I mean, why can't Netflix make like a series of just, Jabba the Hutt and Darth Vader hanging out together? I would get it. I would totally watch that. Kind of like a strange buddy, strange pairing kind of title. And there's also some fan service in this too. You have this bounty hunter, or whoever this guy is, shoots one of these Greedo characters, a la Harrison Ford in Star Wars. If you see that panel and you've seen Star Wars, you know what I'm talking about. The whole who really shot first, Han Solo or Greedo thing. So kind of some fan service there as well. But this has been a pretty good series so far. I'm really enjoying it. I would say definitely out of all the new reboots for this series, Star Wars is my favorite. I'm really excited about Star Wars. You see, I'm wearing my shirt that I got from Target, my AT-AT shirt. The new trailer came out, and I thought that it was great. I think J.J. Abrams is going to do an amazing job with Star Wars. I just have a really, really good feeling. And I think that the 6, 7, and 8 movies that Lucas did were just abominations, and I think they're going to stay like that. But I think that these movies, the reboot movies were 1, 2, and 3. I'm sorry, the last Star Wars movies that were out. These movies, I guess, 7, 8, 9, are going to be, I think, phenomenal, man. I just think J.J. Abrams is going to hit it out of the park. When I was watching that preview, that trailer that came out, and they showed Han Solo and Chewbacca at the end, I mean, I thought it looked great, man. And I thought Harrison Ford hit it out of the park, It was just so much nostalgia, and it was just like, this is Star Wars, man. And then I got angry at all the attention whores that posted on YouTube their reaction videos where they're crying like a baby. It's like, get over yourself, man. Fucking attention whores. All right. On to Spider-Man, and now I got the issue that I thought I was getting last week. This is Spider-Man 17.1. This is the one that's dealing with the crime syndicates that are buying to take over in Manhattan. Who's going to take over the criminal underground? And it has what? Spider-Man teamed up with the Wraith. The Wraith is actually a police captain on the police force. She moonlights as this like vigilante because she's just so upset with how the system is not working for her. As you can see here, she's pretty pissed. That's her when she's not in the Wraith costume. She's like, "Don't talk to me about your system." She's pissed. She's pissed. So this just continues the story arc. You know, you have a bunch of criminals. You have like Goblin King is in here. I think, oh God, I don't even know. Hammerhead. There's a whole bunch of different villains in here. Kingpin's over in Europe. I don't know. He's doing some kind of weird sex thing, I think, over in Europe. And these guys, when the mice are away or when the cat's away, the mice will play. And that's kind of basically the issue. And that's an awesome cover, man. That is a really, really awesome cover. I don't know who did the cover. It's the variant cover as well. Oh, well. But whoever did this cover, man, awesome job. All right. On to Arkham Knight number 3. I'll be honest with you, I haven't even read Arkham Knight number 1 or 2. This is the prequel to the video game that's coming out. You know, the official prequel of the Arkham trilogy to the Arkham trilogy finale. So this kind of gives you a good primer if you want to find out what's going to be going on in the video game, the backstory. And I don't know. I think I'm going to maybe tomorrow night or something read all 3 issues or something and just get caught up. There's a lot of Harley Quinn in this. There's a lot of Joker in it. In the last issue, it was like the last will and testament of the Joker. Harley Quinn looks great. On some of the panels, it almost looks like she's not wearing her trademark, white makeup. At least her body isn't. So it's quite different from Harley Quinn, the comic book, where everything is like the pale white skin. But, I'll be completely honest, I have no idea what's going on in this because I haven't read it yet. But it looks great, and the issues are nice and beefy for $4. It's kind of beefy feeling issues for once from DC, okay? Now, I ended up getting another Convergence title. I know that I said I wasn't going to get any, but I think only getting 2 after about 3 weeks in is pretty good, man. I'm ignoring the main storyline, and I'm just getting Green Lantern stuff. So this week, Convergence, the Green Lantern Corps came out. And in this issue, it's pretty much a Guy Gardner story, from what I gather. Guy Gardner has awakened from a coma that I guess Sinestro put him in years ago. And there's lots of jealousies between Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. And it's interesting. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. The one thing is that the art in this really has like a Bronze Age kind of old school feel to it. And I guess that's what's going on with a lot of these Convergence titles, because I guess, they're bringing back some throwback titles and some throwback storylines. But this one really looks awfully old school, just like the coloring as well. Kind of like the brighter colors and pretty limited looking color palette. So it's kind of interesting art. I mean, to be honest, I'm not really that big of a fan of it. So I'm really hoping that the story is going to be pretty good. And it's hella packed with Guy Gardner in here. I mean, this is really pretty much like a Guy Gardner story. And I guess Sinestro's the one that put him in a coma. And so whenever Sinestro's name is mentioned, he kind of gets all sorts of panicky and stuff. So that should be interesting to read. And that's it for DC, folks. Now here's a title from Amigo Comics that I've been waiting for a couple weeks. It actually came out a couple weeks ago. And my comic book shop kept on thinking they were getting it in. and then they didn't get it in, but they kept telling me, come back next week, we'll have it. I did that, wash, rinse, repeat for like 2 weeks, and I ended up getting Roman Ritual. Someone's blowing up my phone. Roman Ritual number 3. Now, this is the demonic possession story, kind of classic exorcism tropes in this. You have the priest that's being recruited for this, kind of losing his faith. Think Exorcist, right? The priest in that, Father Karras, was losing his faith. There's lots of shout-outs and tip-outs to former Exorcist movies. In this issue, the thing that really struck me was the upside-down chair, and that's the Pope. Can anyone tell me what classic scene that's from? It was a movie that came out a couple years ago. The Conjuring. Remember that exorcism scene where the chair levitated and then turned upside down? I love that movie. Conjuring, I think, is a very close second to The Exorcist in terms of being the all-time best, like, demonic possession movies. I love both of those movies, but Exorcist, in my mind, still takes the cake. I actually shouldn't even have said that was close. I mean, I still think The Exorcist takes the cake by a mile, but the artwork in this is great. It's got a very dark, subdued color palette. They're at the Vatican literally doing an exorcism on the Pope. So in this issue, the name of the demon is revealed. As usual in these exorcism stories, the demon always says they're the devil at first, the devil. But after some pressing and prodding, we learn the demon's name. Look at the Pope, man. This is the Pope. Reminds me of John Paul, right? He is possessed, man. He is not looking good. He looks scary. I mean, look at that face, man. He just looks scary. It's great. I love it. It's just so unsettling to me, you know? Being kind of Catholic, you know? Even though I haven't been to church in ages. But it kind of, it makes me feel unsettled. And there's nuns that are possessed in this and that just say horrible, vile things that you know a sister would never ever say. But because they're possessed, they're going to say it, you know? So, great. El Torres, big shout out, the writer. I'm loving that book. It's number 3 of a 4-issue series. And actually, number 4 supposedly came out today, according to the Fresh Comics list. But my shop didn't have number 4, so I don't know if it's going to be the same situation, or maybe I'll have to have them special order it. I would have liked to have gotten number 4 today, and then I would have read all 4 books and gotten it over with. Because let's be honest, you know, another issue that I'm having with these comics, oh my God, another issue that I'm having with these comics is that I don't remember what I'm reading from month to month. It's been very hard for me, and considering the volume of titles that I've been buying, it's like really hard for me to remember the shit that I'm getting, and sometimes the books are just so forgettable that it's, I don't know, man. It's really making me reconsider whether or not I should be buying more trades, because I kind of like it in the trades that you kind of get like 5 or 6 issues kind of smacked together, and you actually save money that way too. But I mean, I know it would impact these haul videos if I just started to do that, but it may be something that I may do in the near future, is buy some more of these books in trade form, just because I find it's just much more cohesive way to read it, you know? I mean, let me know what you guys think. I mean, is it really difficult for you guys in this format, every month buying issues? Is it just a dated way of buying and reading books? Because let's face it, if you're trying, and I'm not collecting because I think that any of these are going to be worth money. I mean, it's just not a reality anymore. Unless you buy those, you know, wacky variant covers and stuff. That seems to be the only way that these are really worth money. At least when you're buying current issues. It just seems kind of much more cost effective to buy the trades. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. This was a book that came out a couple weeks ago, Descender number 2, and I missed it, actually, in my poll. It was something that I missed. This is a great book. The first issue, This is by Image Comics. This is by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. He's the artist from Little Gotham. But the artwork in this is incredible. It's a story about a little android boy. I think his name is Tim-21. In the first issue, we find him awakening after 10 years of slumber. He was on a moon where they were mining ores. It was like a mining colony. Everybody on that planet, on that moon, on that mining colony is dead, except for him. So it raises a lot of questions. What happened? What happened? What happened? Then you flash forward to 10 years, same time period, and these huge, like, robots come out of the sky, and they end up destroying, I don't know, like, planet Earth or whatever universe this is. Think Pacific Rim, but these things are, like, 1,000 times bigger. Huge robots just start destroying, like, mankind, just start killing people. And I guess Tim-21 has some sort of answers to deal with these robots, I guess. That's what I kind of gathered from it. And these Tim-21s, these robots, have been banned. Like, they shouldn't be around anymore. A society has been created where they're very anti, like, robot. So they've all been, like, killed, except there's these Tim-21 models, little boy robots, that I guess are scattered throughout the universe. Hopefully I got that right. Again, I'm going on a month memory. Over a month memory now. I read this first book like 6 weeks ago. But in this issue, you kind of get more of the background story of Tim-21. It kind of flashes back and forth between, you know, these black and white panels, or sepia-looking panels, and then to the present. There he is right there. Looks like a wholesome all-American boy. And it kind of gives you more of his backstory. It kind of shows his relationship with his parents. Kind of shows what went down a little bit on the moon that he was on before things hit the fan. And this kind of has a real heart-wrenching ending. It makes me wonder where it's going to go, where it's going to end up. But I really enjoyed issue number 1, and I highly recommend Descender by Image Comics. I'm not sure how long it's going to run for, but it's on issue number 2. I don't know if this is a mini-series or if it's just going to be like an ongoing series, but I'm really looking forward to reading it, and it's probably going to end up on my permanent pull list. So Descender. All right, Frankenstein Underground number 2. Mike Mignola actually does the story in this. He also does the cover, which has been very rare as of late, because I guess Mignola is concentrating all his work on, I guess, the Hellboy in Hell series, which I think ended. This is number 2. Again, I forget if this is a limited run or not. Maybe I could check, but I don't remember if this is a limited run. I think it is. I think it's like 4 or 5 issues. This issue kind of takes Frankenstein into Hollow Earth. He gets pursued by his tormentors down into the earth. Kind of reminds you of Hellboy, right? How Hellboy got killed and now he's down in the center of the earth, but it's like hell, right? Or where you think hell would be. So it makes me kind of wonder, maybe are they going to cross paths, Hellboy and Frankenstein? Because they have done battle before. Maybe it's like some kind of like different dimension thing. But this reminds me of like really Journey to the Center of the Earth. Really exactly like that, because he goes down into Hollow Earth. Frankenstein. Here he is here. He looks very battle-weary. He's tired. The guy's been shit on. You know, you really start to feel sorry for Frankenstein because he's been poked, he's been prodded, he's been electrocuted. You know, people have treated him like shit. He journeys down into this Hollow Earth, and it's like he finds all these prehistoric creatures. Big octopuses. He's in the water. There's like these pterodactyl-like creatures. You know, think Jurassic Park. So it's really kind of like a classic feel, like a classic story. I forget who wrote Journey to the Center of the Earth. I don't remember who did that. Is it the same guy that did Robinson Crusoe? I can't remember the author. Maybe somebody could help me in the comment section below. But it seems like it's really, really excellent. There's also a statue of the Virgin Mary, it looks like, that he has an affinity to. And it's almost like she has like this watching presence over him. So I'm kind of wondering where that's going to lead to, where that's going to go. Him and the Virgin Mary. And it just seems like it's going to be a real interesting story. They won't leave him alone, folks. Just leave him alone. You know, somebody's so different, just leave him alone. Right? Leave people alone. Leave me alone. Alright, anyway. I was perusing the independent titles today, and I found this charming looking book that I've never seen before, and it's actually shaped kind of like one of these old school golden children books. It's by Boom Comics. It's called Mouse Guard, Legends of the Guard, Volume 3. And look at it, these little mice are like riding a turtle. Isn't that great? And it just brought back, this is issue 1 of 4, Kia, and it just brought back like memories of like me reading these child books. Just the whole look of it. Look at these tortoises are like carrying like mouse houses on their backs. I mean, I just thought that was just so creative. And you guys must know by now that I have a thing for anthropomorphic animals, right? With some of the titles that I've read. I read Wild's End. I can't think Shadowlands. Oh my God, Autumnlands, right? That's all anthropomorphic animals. I love the shit. I have an affinity for it. And this kind of reminded me of what? Mouse Templar, or whatever that title is, by Image Comics. This is by David Peterson. And it says that the Mouse Guard, because I'm looking this up because I don't really know anything about it, but it says, think Mouse Guard, picture a medieval society but with mice, as well as dangerous creatures like ferrets, weasels, owls, geese, and so on. The various Legends of the Guard volumes have all let their creators tell their own Mouse Guard short stories, with series creator Peterson joining them, all with a framing device. This new chapter has a series of mice, each telling tales to an innkeeper. So there's about maybe looks like there's 3 different stories in here. So you get 3 different stories. They're all dudes telling it to an innkeeper. I guess, you know, maybe they're getting wasted. And, you know, sometimes when people drink, the emotions start flowing, people start talking. And they tell 3 different stories, and I'm really looking forward to it. You have a strange-looking geese, duck, in some sort of weird-looking bath. I mean, the artwork in here is crazy. It's incredible. Let me show you some of the panels in here. And I'm not sure who's doing each one. But then you got this weird-looking, like, psychedelic-looking mice in this one. This one's called The Mouse and the Moon by Skokie Young. I don't know. He looks like a bunch of variant covers I've seen before on DC Books. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But it looks great. And it looks like it's about a mouse kind of trying to build a tower to the moon or to the sun or something. So I'm really looking forward to reading it. And then there's another one called The Armor Maker. And this one has its own unique look too. And it's like blacksmith mice. See that? Much, much darker, earther tone palette. Look at that cool looking mouse armor that they just made. For all you Demon and Dark Soul fans, right? Getting your armor done. But I think that this book looks great. They also give a little map here of the universe, which is great, right? The mouse territories. So you get a little study, a little primer of that. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to reading it. It's a very beefy issue. For $4, it's the quality, you can feel it in the paper. And it's one thing I really like about Boom Comics and Boom Books is that they really put out some books that have real girth to them and they feel good in your hand, you know. And I just love how it looks. It's like a little kid's book. But it seems there's grown-up stories in here. So maybe I'm going to become a fan of the Mouse Guard. Legends of the Mouse Guard. So I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you posted. So I figured, since I'm not buying a lot of DC books, that I might as well take a look at some new stuff. All right, and finally, from Boom Comics again, we have Nightbreed. And this is the conclusion of Nightbreed. I didn't even know it. I thought that this was going to be like an ongoing freaking series indefinitely. It seems to be the theme this week. I don't know how, I don't know if a series is ongoing. I don't know if it's limited. But issue 12, it's over. And I'm kind of sad. Because it really was starting to pick up again. Because, like I kept saying over and over again, first 7 or 8 issues, it was trudging along. And it was just giving background story after background story. And it was like, enough is enough. Let's get on with the main story. And basically, that main story was that the Nightbreed, who are these monsters, shapeshifters, freaks, if you will, that again are hunted, that again can't be left alone because people don't like other people who are different. Not everybody, but some people. They get displaced out of their underground city, Midian, and they need to find a new home. And the prophet of the Nightbreed was this gentleman, Aaron Boone, who ends up getting killed and becomes... Oh my God, who does he become? Not Baphomet. Baphomet is the god that made him. He becomes Cabal, who's the prophet of the Nightbreed. And there's some divisions between the ranks. There are some in Nightbreed that have animosities towards Cabal because they feel that since he was the one that brought on the destruction of Midian, that he should be hated. Peliquin, who was one of the leaders of the Nightbreed, holds a real prominent position. That's him right there with Aaron. I don't know, it looks like they're getting chummy there. Aaron's the goofy looking human guy. Peliquin's the guy with the tentacles, looks like the Predator a little bit. Looks like they're getting chummy. I don't know what's going on. But in the last issue, he pretty much wanted to kill him. Peliquin wanted to kill him. He didn't feel like Cabal was doing enough to find them a new home. That Cabal was just into his girlfriend, who also died, but then was resurrected. I'm not going to tell you how, because I want you to read the book to find out yourself. So I'm kind of disappointed that this is ending, because it just heated up. So hopefully there'll be some really good resolutions in here, and we'll find out what's going on. I was leafing through this, and there's like an advertisement for a book, which I'm like, what's up with this? And I'm like trying to figure out why this is in here. And it just says, based on the best-selling novel Nightbreed this summer, from Sephora Studios. Now, I don't know, is someone else writing Nightbreed? Because it's a Clive Barker book, which was called Cabal. And then they made the movie Nightbreed based on the Clive Barker book Cabal. So I don't know what is up with that. I was a little thrown for a loop, as they say. But, folks, that's it. That's another comic book haul. Thank you for joining me. And let me know what books you got this week, what books you may be excited about. Maybe let me know if you're buying less DC titles because of the convergence thing. I'll tell you what, my shop these last 3 weeks has just seemed dead. So like, I don't know if people are like, if it was like all the DC fans are not there because of convergence. I mean, I don't know. But I get people in the comments section saying that they're buying more DC comics sometimes because of this convergence. I don't know. But then I have other people saying that they're not. I'm buying like a 10th of the DC books I usually buy. So, okay. Cover of the week, folks. Cover of the week. Oh my lord, it might go to this wraparound cover. I don't know. Ooh, this is tough. I really like that Spider-Man cover. This is tough, folks. I like that Roman Ritual cover, too. I'm going with the Mouse Guard. I know it didn't come out this week. I think it actually came out a month ago. But I'm going with the Mouse Guard. Big tortoise. Big tortoises, big turtles, wraparound cover. If it were only so easy to get up and go, huh, folks? Where would you go to? All right, people. Thanks for tolerating me for another week. Have an awesome week reading your books. Peace. I'm out.